then you lose, you are lucky, but you get upset about this.
Yeah.
You're stupid because you want to bet.
What advice would you give them just before they go on stage?
Enjoy yourself, and that's it. It's the only advice I can give. Just be yourself, enjoy yourself. It's just a gig. It's in sport. There's nothing changing in life.
And I don't want any comedian coming onto my bill who would get upset about that. So I do want to watch a video.
We are going to talk about Italian stereotype. It's
pure Italian stereotypes.
Okay.
So what
all
is
the Italian fascists or no? Come on.
My favourite quote about the Italians was from Napoleon. It was, "I speak English to my men, French to the women, and Italian to my horse." I never knew what it translated to be.
I didn't know this. I like the history, but are you sure that Napoleon said this?
Yes. 100, because he went. What was Italy called during the French Revolution? Well, it still wasn't called Italy, was it?
No, it was not unified. Because we had a lot of was divided Italy during.
Because I know you he went down and touched that, and then
we unified in the 19th century, at the end of the 19th century. So
I was always weird how many countries weren't actually countries 100 years ago.
Yeah, everything has changed. You know?
Everything has changed. I'll tell you what has changed in particular, and I'm about to show you my segue skills. Comedy in Brixton and Stratton. Now that's changed.
Ah, yeah, there is a new venue.
There's a new venue. Well, not that new. Is it 6 months now?
Yes, since May.
Since
End
May.
of May. So we start this comedy night. I'm emceeing, hosting it. So
you're writing the theme tune, singing the theme tune. To be honest. And what was it called again?
It's a low stakes comedy night.
I mean, any comedian who started comedy in the last 2 years in London must know your pretty face.
Yeah.
I mean, why did you start your own night?
So, let's say, I don't know. It was just. No, I don't know. You start something that you don't think. Sometimes you don't think too much. You start it. Some friends say, "Oh, there is someone looking for someone organizing a comedy night." I was thinking about a low stakes comedy night for a while, and so I decided to take it, and so drawing tomatoes and stuff like this, and try to get. But I had for 2 years some ideas, just I didn't want to do it. Just I was into music after comedy, and I got a lot of interest in life, so I switched from one thing to another one.
Okay.
Easily, but the name Low Stakes is more like because I've been playing poker with friends, a low stakes poker game. So we just play cash game, £10 buy-in is very low. So you don't have to think about money, and then you can relax and think more about strategy, about the game.
Right.
You don't have to, you're free, no? Low stakes, it means you're free to do whatever you want.
Win, lose, but also wouldn't that mean a little bit, so you could also be a bit careless then on low stakes? Because the result
it's not no stakes comedy night. It's a low stakes. It means that there are some stakes, especially when I book someone. If someone is disrespectful of the night for a few times, then it's not a punishment. It's just I'm going to pick up people that I prefer.
Is that why you haven't had me back in a while?
No, you didn't ask, so we always work on it.
3 strikes, then you're out.
No, if you, yeah, that's why. Let's be honest.
I mean, for the people who listen very regularly, I have spoke about you very often on the pod, because I always say about my first time Gong show. Then I sort of humbled myself, and then I did your night for about 3-4 weeks running.
You've been to the Gong show.
That was my first ever show.
Which one?
King Kong Comedy Store.
Okay, Gong. How did it go?
A minute 23. Minute 23 was the first one.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, sometimes you can stay 20 seconds, 15 seconds.
Shit on me for it. I was really happy with a minute 23, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, looking back, because the thing is, I got there. When I first wanted to do comedy a week before you met me, was I applied at 5:30, got offered it about 6:30, and I was up there by 8 on the same night, thinking, "Oh, this is how easy comedy is to get up to the comedy store."
Wow, that is amazing. You perform without gigging.
Yeah,
anywhere.
like, no jokes.
I'm comedy store.
Minute 23.
I think that is a good way to start comedy.
Yeah, but that's what I thought comedy was.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, oh, okay, well, every gig's going to be like this, 300-400 people there.
Yeah.
And then sort of, reality hit a little bit. I was like, right, this isn't my level, like by a fucking country mile, and for just reason. And then obviously I started out at your place.
Wow. So, why you coming to my place then?
I think I just joined all the forums, and you're like, new night starting.
Okay.
And I turned up. Yeah, I just found out. I remember the first time I was there, I met 2 comedians outside who I've never seen since. Also, comedians, they just die off, don't they? Then they come back.
What do you mean die off?
Like, so some of the comedians, I saw them like pretty much like 3 gigs running, and then I've not heard from them, seen their presence since.
Yeah, there are a lot of new comedians always coming. Like you just you persistent. It's just 6 months, but you've been doing a lot of things. But a lot of people are just give up early. Others stay for 10 years, 20 years, doing always the same things. I think comedy is different for everyone. Someone wants to be professional comedian. Other is more like they want to have a little bit stage time, have like a hobby.
Oh, confidence also. Like I want to talk in front of people and stuff. Yeah. Like that always works. I was actually one straight away just to make sure it's recording. So when I used to do it at home, I had the big red button that I could see, and the paranoia kicks in. And yet, so what do you want? What do you get out of comedy?
Well, it's a good question. This one is a good question. I think MC, because I never MC before. It's a new skill, something completely different. So when I started doing comedy, it was like speaking about futile things like tomatoes, food. That's why I got the tomato as a logo.
Yep.
So I always think if I had to bomb, I'm going to bomb with the tomato.
Yes.
That was the reason.
Was that people throwing tomatoes at you? Like, because there was always that thing like back in the day, if someone was bad on stage, they'd throw.
Yeah, it's like you also everything also connect also this thinking about draw tomatoes or the stuff like this. But it's more like for me, tomato is my favorite food.
Also Italian,
something
Italian pasta, tomato.
Yeah, tomato, pomodoro. No, it's
many origins.
Yeah. So I'm from Naples. Tomato is very important. That region is very important. So, but I've been doing comedy for a while, like 4 or 5 years, and then I stopped during the COVID, and then I switched to music because I've been doing also comedy music with the background music, and then I decided to pick up the guitar and learn the guitar and doing more like music venue, comedy music, and then slowly I switched to music and try to become a better singer, better performer. So everything is connected now to low stakes because music gave me a lot of things, like stay on stage, expressing myself. And you really need to know what you're doing, like a strumming partner with the guitar. You need to do drills. You need to know what you're doing, and so it's amazing how many people are connected in music. You go to open mic, everybody's supportive. It was completely different. That the atmosphere, the things, it was completely different from a comedy night, where you see a lot of people, sad people reading books, not connecting. So why it's not possible to have something similar in comedy? Because it's more connected. Why it has to be the comedian like the one solitary guy? It's not always like this. But musicians are really usually really connected. They love the community. They support each other. I don't know.
It's an interesting comparison because one's completely come to mind that while I was doing the open mic bits, that half the comedians they'd be on their phone or going through their book ready to get on stage.
Yeah.
Almost where they're not aware of who's on stage, the jokes on stage. Where I guess as a musician on like an open mic music night, no one's going to be there like, wait a minute, was it GAG? Like they're ready for it, so they're there in the moment and just absorbing everything.
Yeah, but also it's amazing how much you can learn just watching and focusing music on the stage. Someone playing the guitar in a way that I like it. You try it on. I think you can do the same in comedy because each one is different. Each one brings. How is possible this guy has got that kind of energy? Bringing that kind of energy is some kind of skill. Can I cultivate that kind of skill or not? Try to improve your comedy. And I think observation, how other comedians are doing, is important, especially live comedian. From new, you can also learn from new comedian why he's doing so well when he's starting, because it's like this. Has got good stage presence because probably he's used to speak with people and
or drunk,
or always drunk. You don't know, but yeah, there are other things. But yeah, music has been an important part. I'm an architect, so as an architect, I love structure, organization, and that's why I like to give organization to the comedy night.
With your so I won't delve too deep into it because obviously I've seen you do your comedy on stage and stuff with your guitar. How do you sort of choose the songs you're gonna do? What's the word called? Change the lyrics to.
Okay, but I'm not doing any more.
Not doing that. No, was that just sort of?
I think it was just I was mixing up comedy with emceeing. Now I'm more emceeing. I think it's completely different because it's more a distraction. Sometimes I sing a cappella, no, without guitar, without anything. That's fine. Just you with a microphone. But I don't want to bring the guitar because it's like a shell to protect myself, you know.
Okay, cool. But you only ever did it at the end of the night.
Yeah, I was.
So how is it a shell?
But it's there.
Right.
The
Okay.
Then after you can think, okay, let's take the guitar. And we are now like 18 acts. 18 in 2 hours. So the show has to be like a structure start 7:30, finish 9:30. And I think 9:30 is very important to finish because people get tired and don't follow anymore. We cannot finish at 12. So you can start putting music and start like this. We finish at midnight. I don't think so. This is a comedy night. I'm saying, and then I'm the one gluing all the acts. I'm not the performer. I'm not the one, the headliner. I'm the one connecting the people. So I've been a lot of comedy night where the MC has been like after 20 minutes speaking, and then the next act it's you say, wow, people, and you never know when it's going to finish. I would like to know a comedy night, what time does it finish? Because you don't go to stay and watching the other acts. I need to know what time is finished. I have to organize myself.
Well, the thing, so okay, I'll tell you something. I'm torn with at the moment, and so you was on the first compare, I ever truly saw and spoke to. Do you think it's the compare's job to sort of be the night, or to like, are they there? Have they got to be the main part of the show, or is it their job to hype the comedians?
I've been doing this for 5 months, so they are. Compare that we've been doing for 10 years, 20 years. I don't want to say how it should be a compare, but I think it depends on the night. If it's a professional night, that you got like, let's say 6 acts, 3 in the first part and 3 in the second part, you want someone also warming up the audience, because my night there are more more performers and some real audience. So if you start losing time, the night is going to be like we finish at midnight. But in a more professional night, it's good to have MC chat, engage with the audience. I think it's good. It depends on the night, but you have to be different in each night. I think, you got an audience, or But when you got a room of 40 people as audience and up, you don't need to do too much. It's really warm. There is a lot of energy. Unless there's something happen that an act bomb that is very difficult. You know, you got 40 people. It's very difficult to bomb. You have to say something really stupid to bomb. But
I do worry. I do worry about that to say. But like, so I'll quickly jump like the night. I mean, like, if you watch the pod, you know, I'm running a lot of shows next year. I was worried about being the compare and then not taking a liking to me, or do you sort of get a get out of jail free card because you've really got to fuck up for them not to like you?
Yeah, it's yeah, I understand what you say, but
because I've done sets where, do you know what I mean, I've delivered a death for 5 minutes, and I've done like 10, 15s where, do you know what I mean, I've killed it every single sort of 10 seconds.
You know, I think an MC in this kind of night, if you want to play safe, has to be a little bit neutral and let the comedian say things that are a little bit like, oh, it's too much or too.
So you don't be an edgy compare. You don't be like an edgy compare as much because you might lose some people.
But it's not losing people. It's just I think the night has to be. Is the acts for me. It's not the compare. The compare is there to glue the act. The night is about the acts for me. Maybe the compare would say no, absolutely no. The night is me. I'm the show. I'm here, and that's it. Because all the other people are crap, and that's fine. I respect this. I saw a lot of very funny compare. They can have like 1 hour. They stay 1 hour on stage. And the other acts stay like but they stay more than the other acts, and it's very funny. But it's its own show. It's it doesn't need the other acts because it's so funny. Why you don't organize a solo show? No? It's your solo show. You're very funny. Why you need to organize a comedy night where other people are coming?
Well, the one thing I sort of was thinking about the comparing is that it's sort of it's same but different. But all you're doing is splitting up your set, sort of like 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes more than going on and doing a 20.
Yeah.
And then like crowd work heavy. You know, that's all like. So how would you say in like the last 5-6 months, like your comparing has changed? Are the things you've noticed that you got better at?
I give a little more energy, loudly. I'm very short when I connect when there is one act to the other. Change the acts in this way. It's going to be smooth. I introduce the night. It's a new act, new material night. I could tell what it's all about. We start 7:30, we finish 9:30. It's 5 minutes each. Act. I think that is good because there is no one prima donna. No, there is no one act that is headliner. Also because the first choose the spot. So there is no headliner. Everybody is the same. Everybody. So from the beginning to 20 years experience, everybody gets 5 minutes and they don't get a special spot. I'm not going to decide. I don't want to decide. I like this. I like this because it's a respectful way to organize for me. It just gives more confidence to all the acts. Sometimes the guy that gets 10 minutes is not funny at all. Other people funny, do 5 minutes. Why is getting 10 minutes? It's not funny, but it's not the jokes. Sometimes it's not really funny at all. As body language, everything. It's not just the jokes. You have to reflect what you say also with body language. It just mismatch sometimes. It's a headlining. Okay, the jokes maybe are funny, but it's the way of delivery is not funny. Sometimes it doesn't matter how funny is your joke. You write a joke, oh, very funny, but you are going to try to deliver. Nobody's going to laugh. You don't understand why. It's a mismatch with your persona. It has to be a match with your persona as well. It's a joke.
You could have the best song ever written for you,
Yeah.
If you can't sing,
Yeah.
then it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You can
sing a Jude, a Beatles song. If you cannot sing,
see, I'm more of a Stones. Not gonna lie.
yeah,
I'm Rolling Stones over Beatles.
I'm a David Bowie. So if you can, if you sing Space Oddity, like more like
Starman. Yeah. Then I'm more of a Stones over all
Heroes or whatever.
We can be heroes. I like that one. Oh, see, my singing's so good, it's going to copyright us because they literally thought Bowie was singing then. Okay. They thought he was in the room reincarnated. That's how good that was. But I completely agree because I won't go too quick into. When I was chatting with Lou Conran, I was like, if AI wrote you a joke, could you go on stage and do it? Just because you have the stage presence. She's like, well, I could go up there and I can get a laugh out of it because she knows how to perform. But then I always find it hard because when I speak to, I don't know who's seen more comedians, me or you, in the last 6 months. I speak to one every fucking day. Yeah. But like someone will say, you just got to stand behind the mic. But I feel uncomfortable doing that. I literally have to use every single space and walk around. I think it's so hard for one comedian to give another comedian sort of that type of stage advice. You've just got to learn what you like to do.
I think it's very difficult in general to give advice to a comedian because when you go on stage, you have to express yourself. Nobody can say what you have to say on stage. Comedy is a lot of that's cool classes. It help you in a lot of things like a stage presence. It's public speaking. Like you don't want to stay in a corner on the stage. You want to stay in front, in the middle. It's like you go front, not in the back, because if you want to, I say you show shyness. If it's an active shy, you stay in the back, you show shyness. But you and also engagement. Sometimes people just watch one person. It's so just don't stay one person. Just go around, engage with the audience. This is normal thing about public speaking. You know what does it mean when you speak with a hand in your pocket is one thing. Without is another thing. Understand the little things about the language, body language. That's you can learn. But what you have to say, I don't think there is nobody can tell you what to say. But public speaking, yeah, you can learn.
Yeah,
and I think comedy is a public speaking in a way, but has to be funny. But knowing about public speaking help you to better with your performance.
Well, I think that there's a difference between being like an entertainer and being a comedian, because I think anyone who's got good stage presence could go up and maybe do jokes, but it's if you're the whole package, if you write your own jokes, if you go up and perform them, it's sort of different little snippets that all come together. Yeah. Because on your night, I've some of the comedians, like, who was it? I met Freddie Hall, and he did 5 minutes on bloody Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And it was amazing. It was so funny. 5 minutes, how he's literally just thought of this film. And he's done 5 minutes of amazing material. Yeah. And it's just like, how are you open mic level? Like,
yeah, sometimes, but you know, I think on stage people bring their passion. You bring your passion, about chatting with people, traveling and doing stuff. You know, that's your way to do. You are not going to. I don't imagine you are going to start speaking about mathematics or universe, or maybe you are the most in this. But what
I
you
have
like
at 6 o'clock in the morning in kitchens, like during my uni days. But
yeah,
because I know I like to have the laugh.
Yeah,
like one thing also. One thing I will say, like when I started out, and I got rid of this quite quickly. I don't know if you notice or not, but like newer comedians, they try and be funny off stage also.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I was like, well, when I gig now, I'm gigging with a lot of people I've gigged with now quite regularly, and we're just chatting like mates.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, when you're on the stage, you can go be funny.
Yeah. I think you got an alter ego on stage.
Yes.
It's different. You have to exaggerate some things. So if you were continue doing this out of stage, you look like what? It's if I imagine I speak about tomato. No, I like tomato, and then I go.
You didn't see him before. It's already
you didn't see the tomato. Normal speaking. No, come on, you cannot.
Camera, you can't see. He's got 10 kilos of tomatoes in that corner just there. He brought with him just in case. Anywhere he goes on the tube, you'll see him eating them.
Just half kilograms. Come on, he's not.
I mean, so one, I will ask. I'll ask this because I obviously you saw me, was it about 6 times? Then I disappeared for a couple of months. And you saw me a couple more times. I've done quite well at your place, but I've also died a death at your place. Also, what's the worst thing that's happened? You haven't got to give me names, but you must have seen a couple of like, hell.
You know, I don't mind people bombing on stage. Yeah. That is not the most important thing for low stakes. The most important thing is to be reliable. When you book a gig, you cannot say the day before, tomorrow is raining. I think I don't feel to come. Yeah. It's raining. It's London here. It's, almost every day is raining. That is not a good excuse. Or at 7:05 p.m., 25 minutes. So sorry, I cannot make it. Something come up. What? Something come up. So okay, it's not punishment. But putting a list like I'm going to book you, but I prefer to book other people. Yeah. So if I don't have any other one, I'm going to book you. Yeah. But there is a, why I don't have to book someone that is reliable, is funny, is connected with other people, enjoy the night, stay until the end. A lot of things. Buy drink at the bar because you have to support also the place. I did that.
I did that quite well. Yeah. You mentioned me actually quite a couple of times at your place being like,
but I never push about drinking.
Oh no, it's quite.
I never push out, but a lot of things you're doing, they say it's not punishment because somebody can force you doing something. Yeah. It's not punishment, but you see, there is especially cancellation, like a last minute cancellation. It's very hard to organize the night. Yeah, with that cancellation.
On my forms, I always say, I always say on my forms, if you cancel within 48 hours, I presume you do not want to be part of Sit Down for Stand Up and anything we do in the future. But I was like, look, we're not dickheads. If something is like, Joe, my missus just got run over, we don't care. But it's the common courtesy of 24 hours before, just show them respect.
You have to protect your night.
Yeah,
I think you to respect also the other acts coming, booking, replying very fast. After the acts, they reply after a few seconds, other 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But if you reply after 32 hours, I try to confirmation. No, just a reminder. You don't reply at all. Because I got a reserve list. I'm happy if someone, I cannot make it. You would say in time, 2 days before, I got a reserve list of 5 people. I can pick up one of them, replace. But not at 7 p.m. The same night at 7 p.m. I cannot do it.
What's the most you've had on your people reach out for one night?
Which one?
So when I was about 100 episodes into the pod, when I'd just done Jamie Hutchinson, I did like Who Wants to Be on the Pod, and I had over 400 people apply.
400 people.
400, and I was like, you know what? And apologies, everyone. I was like, I can't be fucked to go through this. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep reaching out to people I want to speak to.
Yeah,
that makes me sound like a massive, like, my party. I'm going to do what I want. But like the open mics, especially a non-bringer people.
Yeah,
in London.
You
probably get quite a lot of
but you want to protect your night.
Yeah,
I think that is important. But you're not punishing anyone because no matter what, I'm going to book always everyone. It's just someone that is really energetic and supporting the night. It's going to be booked more. It doesn't matter how funny you are. It's not the funniest.
No.
It's more the one supporting the night.
Yeah.
Energetic, because that's the way a night works. Yeah. Especially new act, new material. It's completely different. It's a pro night. Now you got audience, pay the tickets coming in. you don't care because the acts you call pro acts doing the best of the best. They can come, they just doing the set, get out, and is one thing. But when you try new material, who in general is very hard to get a real audience.
No, of course it is.
Because it's new material, new art. Straight uphill also is very hard.
Of course, I remember one of your nights. I think it was in October time. It was a full room. It was a full room, and I remember there was this young comedian on, this young black lad, and he was trying to do crowd work, and no one was sort of like responding a little bit. So I remember I answered 4 of his crowd works in a row.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, he needs the engagement to work on his crowd work.
Yeah, but I don't really like to speak about single acts.
Oh no, positive. He did really bloody well. That's what I'm saying. Like I was saying, he did very well. Like he had good crowd work. I did some things that he responded, but like that's why I say by having a lively room. Like you want comedians in there who are also going to engage with the person on stage. Who are like help them out, chuckle along.
I don't do any crowd work because there is no time. It's just 1, 2, and that's the way. Or crowd work, it means less act.
Yes.
The room is not packed as it is, and then if it's not packed, we don't get to the audience. It's all like a chain of event. You need a packed room to make people coming real audience. If it's imagine a real audience coming, it's just 3, 4 acts. Then we are the acts are going to perform in front of 5 people, and that's also they are not willing to stay too much. They are waiting to get out. That is a no good night. I think when you perform at least in front of 18 people, although the majority is performer, they are performer, that is fine. And then after you go to the audience, they make the room like 26, 27 people, and that is a good room. And it's growing. It starts growing thanks to the art, the energy. But if I start booking acts that are not energetic like this, of course I'm not canceling. It's just they're staying. It's just of course I'm going to prioritize the art that support the night.
But you would like obviously be going for 6 months now. You'll get like a couple of regular footfalls, like I regular because I've seen there's several people who I've got on Instagram on the socials, and numerous times they've said they're doing your place. So you must be built up a bit of a roster of comedians who come quite frequently. Who you're like, right, okay, well this person is this type of comedian. This person's this type of comedian, because you don't get them to fill out all the essays. Send me the 5-minute unclipped reel. All that.
You see how I book. I book by email. I chat with people. So this is part of me
tomato
as well. Because and the tomato, all the stuff is chatting with people. I like this because I know better the act, the performer. I saw you booking acts with the form. That's perfectly fine.
It is because
because it's simple as well. Simplify your admin things. I was thinking as well to do it something similar, but
the reason I'm doing it that way, I'll be honest, Val, is because the way I've been pushing my nights is we are not sensitive comedians. We are going to go out and we are going to. I'm not saying we're going to go be pricks, but I have got quite a lot of edgy, dark comedians on my roster, and I push the nights of we're going to do what we're going to. We're not going to be racist. We're not going to incite hate. We're not going to do nothing like that. But we are going to make jokes, and I don't want any comedian coming onto my bill who would get upset about that. So I do want to watch a video. I'll watch 5 minutes. I'll watch 10 seconds to get a vibe of them. But 90% of the comedians I've got on my shows have been on the podcast. I want to know if I can vibe with them.
Okay.
Because this is a better vibe check than seeing someone's 10-second video reel. But with obviously like your night.
That is a good thing about your podcast, that you interview a lot of comedians and you know very well, because you just chat before the podcast, then after you, and then also you when you invite at the podcast, you knew before as well. So that's this 3 level of control. You see who is coming to your night. I like more that surprise. I don't care to watch too much videos. I like to give a chance to everyone. And then slowly I may make decisions, but I like to make it slow. I give space and time to the acts to understand what is all about the night. It's a long. It's not. I want to keep low stakes like for years. So I want to start like this, giving chance, and then.
And what's your final intention with low stakes? We're going 6 months now. What's like the plan? You know, another 6 months, a year from now.
I think it's 6 months. 6 months we go like this, because also the venue has to be happy about how it just a night is also is the venue that is giving the room, space, and support for the night. So
you can do one.
But that's why the low stakes can go everywhere.
Yeah.
The night. I'm very happy with the night, with the place. But if they don't want me anymore, I can move. It's a low stakes coming down.
Yeah, it's the brand that's moving. I mean, don't get me wrong, the people at the Hamlet are lovely. Like all the barmen there are so lovely.
Yeah, they're amazing. So
yeah, they're great.
So there is no reason for me to move. But it's up to them. You know, if they're happy. And it's up to me as well, if I'm still happy or not. It's a continual checking it, go forward and do your best.
But it must be nice, sort of like, because I remember I went to your first ever one. I was there,
it was the first time,
I think there was 8 of us on in total. And
imagine, you were new. I didn't see any video from you. Anything.
No,
I just.
What a mistake you made. That's why you go to list now, isn't it? You fucked up with me, Mal, to be honest.
But this guy is not really. The jokes were not. You remember my friend with the pictures? I said no, but he has got a very good stage presence. I think it's good.
I still use that picture for the pod. Yeah. The picture he took with me, with the hand, mic like that, my notebook in my hand there. I still use that for my thumbnail. For my phone eyes next year, I'm still using that picture. It was a great picture. Yeah. That's why I'm using it. But I went to your first ever one. There was 8 of us on and about 2 people in the audience. Well, in 6 months, like you said, you're now getting from where you started to where you are now in 6 months is absolutely phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? Like, what a 4 room each time. You can't even get on in December now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you've got your reserve list now up till January. Like, do you ever sort of take a step back and being like, cool?
Yeah, it's it's a lot of work organizing a night. So you don't know. I got a lot of interests as well. So my main interest now, really, to be honest, is music. And for me, organizing the night is fun. I'm learning a new skill. I'm singing. But I really like music. I'm writing my songs, so I'm more in this, practicing with friends, and investing like now it's a lot of hours organizing. It takes like 10 hours a week, so it's a lot of hours.
Oh, ridiculous amount of hours it takes to get the booking in, liaison, all the comedians. People management is the fucking worst.
Yeah, and then after all the shuffling or last minute dropping out and stuff, because you want to keep the room full up. But if you don't do this, there are a lot of dropouts. It's a new material night, and you end up with 8 people performing if you don't reserve all the stuff like this. And you won't fill up the room. I say a comedy night with 8 people is not a comedy night. It's not fun.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work to keep the room, at least with acts as audience, if they stay. Because I don't force anyone to stay. If someone has to go. You stay because you enjoy yourself.
Oh, I've rocked them at half time sometimes, and I usually I'm a stayer, but I've left at half time.
I never said anything.
No,
it just that you see everything because you're supporting the night. You're energetic. Okay, that's fine. It's just the way you see. You not judge a person just for one thing. With a lot of things. You will bring to the night a lot of things.
So someone can have a bad gig. They can get the next one. I mean,
sometimes people take it too personal. A bad gig, then they want to disappear. That's what you can do. But people understand that low stakes comedy night, low stakes. There is no a bad gig. I think also poker taught me this, that keep me grounded because if you got bad emotion at poker, you go on tilt.
Yeah.
You start betting when you shouldn't bet because you don't have anything. You
Yeah.
start bluffing when you know the opponent has got the nuts.
You're a Juice 7 man, aren't you? You love
yeah,
winning on the 2-7.
Yeah, you start playing 7-2
Yeah.
not suited because you think you can win anyway.
Yeah,
You
whatever
start
the
playing
turn every
anything.
time. Yeah, it's
So you start playing badly. Go on tilt. You can go on tilt on stage as well
Yeah.
if you start. Then I think one thing you to manage or to be a good act is tilt management. You want to be grounded. Sometimes a gig is going to be perfect. Sometimes not that perfect. It's a journey. But it is like up and down. No, it cannot be always up.
yeah.
Sometimes it's going to be great, sometimes not that great. Also music, same thing. Sometimes I perform very well, sometimes little less. But if you don't sleep because of that, or you get upset, that is not good because you cannot keep focusing on developing your art. You have to be focused on improving. And
Meatloaf, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
hmm?
2 out of 3 ain't bad, Meatloaf. That's the ratio you go for. You get 1 bad gig for every 2 good gigs. It's going okay.
You have to keep writing, you have to keep recording, you have to keep doing things. I think that is important. If focus with the, I got a podcast about the smallest pocket game in town. So it's 2 years we have been going on. It's one episode a week.
Okay. What's it called?
Always the smallest pocket game in town.
Stand to the camera, say it.
The smallest poker game in town.
The smallest poker game in
The smallest
town.
poker game in town.
Okay.
So we speak about strategy. We don't speak about hands. It's more about strategy, mental, how mentally you have to. We learn a lot because with my friend Ray, he was taking the pictures. We the night, he's a photographer as well. We chat one time a week about poker strategy, about our game, the smallest poker game in town. We play like a £10 buy-in.
Yeah.
You can lose £5 in the night.
Yeah.
That is the way it is.
In poker, because and I'm going to bring Segway King here. You're going to hear this. It's because like with poker, there's quite a bit like comedy. The more you play, the better you're going to be get better at it. But is it disadvantageous to play the same people, as in also in comedy play the same room, only because you're only learning from that, you're not learning from the wider audience?
It's different. I play online as well for this reason, because I got like a routine, like playing half an hour a day online, just to have an
Cash
idea
game,
cash game. So but one can be addictive. You need to
I was a bad guy.
Regulate yourself, because gambling can be dangerous. You shouldn't be a gambler. You just you have to put rules to follow. You used to be a gambler. For me, it's the game. It's so fascinating because there are a lot of things. It looks like simple, but it's not simple at all. There are human emotion involved, skills, maths, statistics. Everything is in there. It looks like okay, but it's not just betting. No, also the amount, how much you bet. Is different. People don't understand. It's just you want to. Sometimes you want to take like a. It's like you got a dice, no? And then your opponent chose one number, you 5. That is a good bet for him.
Yeah.
I choose the number. If 1 to 5 coming, I win.
Yeah.
If 6, you win. Then you lose. You are lucky, but you get upset about this.
Yeah.
You're stupid because you want to bet continually with that with that odds, because you're in the long run you are going to win. If you get upset, then you are starting taking the odds 1 number against 5 now because you're going to tilt.
Yeah.
Then it's a big mistake. So then at this point you know the odds, but you have to be also emotionally grounded, because you cannot go on tilt, because as you start taking the bad odds, you lose. So same thing in comedy. You need to be grounded. Sometimes you lose. It's not losing, but
it's just not your room. Like, it might not be your room, or you might also be dog shit. Need to get better.
Yeah.
Like at poker, you can't lose every hand and say, "Oh, it's not my night." Like
Take
you
a
need to
book
go
or
learn a
something.
little bit more. You need to take yourself away, learn a bit of strategy,
Yeah.
learn. You know what I mean, learn a bit of writing, maybe like try writing some new jokes. Read a comedy book. Watch
in
the
front of the
smallest poker
camera.
game in town podcast for your strategy on poker.
Yeah.
Like there's many.
Yeah. So it's all about practicing. Same thing, music. If you strum at home, you feel comfortable. You go on stage, you strum badly because there is a distraction now, and then it's different than playing at home on the guitar and play on stage guitar. And you realize, oh, I need to practice more, because it doesn't mean that what I produce at home is the same on stage. Same thing in comedy. Doesn't mean that when you practice at home it's going to be the same on stage. You got the audience. You have to engage with the audience.
Yeah.
So when you are at home, you don't have any audience. You just blah 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 blah. It's drills. You're doing drills.
I've never done that in my life. Never done that. Like I used to write my comedy like as the jokes would be written, as I'd try and say them, and then I'd cover it up, do a dictaphone, and say it and see how close I could get. And then once I did that, I would never like rehearse it. I'd just wait to do an open mic night or a comedy night to try it there. Yeah. But with music, I guess you can be in your room and practice.
Yeah, you need to practice with the guitar, because you need to practice the chords, how you strum. Has to be automatic. You don't need to think about it. Also the scales you play. A musical instrument, you have to practice every day to get better and better. But you cannot practice all day. No, because you have other things to do. So you need to organize your day. Depends on how many things you have to do. You have to organize your day. I think for me it's very important to organize my day, because I say I could 10 hours organizing those things. Then after the poker podcast, then work.
The video editing the pitch also, isn't it?
There are other things you have to. So it's very different. Sometimes you change because okay, now I want to do a little bit less. I need to do a little bit less about guitar because I'm quite comfortable. I need to practice. But music, you have to practice.
But to me, I'll be honest here, Val. It seems like music and poker seems to be more of a passion currently than comedy.
It's a passion.
Right. Would you see yourself comparing running low stakes like forever? Or is it something that you would say, you know what, it's always going to be my night, it's my baby, but I would let someone do it under my banner every now and then to sort of get yourself away from it?
It's not only, I completely agree. It's not only me. I like to give space to other people because I got other passion. If I find people doing, I like to do only the admin. And if someone help me with administration, it would be great. I like to, I think it's good to collaborate with other people to make it grow, because one mind is giving one things, but more minds give more variety, more complexity. I like this. It's more like an animal that is growing, it's more like an ecosystem that is growing. You don't need to control an ecosystem. It's growing itself. It's developing itself. And then I like this. Something that is happening. I don't know. It's going to change. I don't have control. It depends on the acts, the people I'm connected with. I like this. I don't like to have perfect control of everything. I say it's going to be boring. So that's why sometimes there's such a step for the bookings, like a rules. I like simple rules. It's like more like a biologist things, like evolution. You know, you give some rules, and the things evolve in a certain way. I cannot control, but I try to give healthy rules. And I think they are healthy. And then,
see, I'm completely different to that. I have to be in control of everything, otherwise I worry. Okay. I think if I'm not in control of something, then it goes wrong. I haven't got control over that. I would rather be 100 in control and take 100% accountability.
But you think about this, you cannot control everything.
No, you don't do 100, but
so you control what you can control. I think for me, controlling it is like start at 7:30, finish 9:30.
Yeah,
this I can control. Each one get 5 minutes. I start getting forward. I just people. So far, they respect the 5 minutes. They like,
what's the most someone's ever overgone? I did a gig 4 weeks ago. A guy at 10, he was on the stage for 22 minutes.
Yeah, that's very bad.
That was taking the complete piss.
Yeah.
Complete piss. Like, I mean, yeah, what's the most someone's ever gone over?
1 minute.
Okay, yeah.
It's nothing.
That's fine.
It's just,
yeah.
It's the acts is, but you know, some acts finish a little bit earlier, sometimes do 4 minutes and a half, and then it compensates. Everything. So
I mean, it must be quite nice also. So obviously, because it's like new material, low stakes. You must see comedians progress quite a bit. Like without bringing it back to me.
Yeah,
I saw me literally 6 months ago, as fresh as a daisy.
6 months ago, but you know, there are a lot of acts that are good from the beginning because they got this vibe, this stage presence that is natural. Other that work out, but I saw acts they were not that good at the beginning, and then after they are amazing now.
Yeah.
So each one is different, you know. It takes sometimes it takes time because they have to understand the mechanical things, what stage presence, the rules, all the stuff like this.
But, and the type of comedian they want to be.
Yeah, they are exploring really. Then sometimes just some so arts say, you know what, my jokes are good. I need probably an acting class because I'm not good performer. And then after doing an acting class, they come back like, wow, it's completely changed. So you need to see what are the skills you want to develop, and then go for it
and work on it.
What are your weaknesses? And sometimes weaknesses are no weaknesses. You just have to be sure that it's a weakness.
I know what my biggest weakness is. It's not the drink. It's the dry mouth when drinking. And I close my mouth a little bit, and I think I start to mutter. That's my problem. And I
never noticed this.
No, you'll pick it up there. It's like the glass smash. No, I'll be like a little bit, yeah. So, but that's why I'm clever about it now. I now take 2 pints on stage when I'm doing a longer set because it means, got to stop for all the applause or booze. But yeah, that's my biggest vice right now. Not my biggest fuck up on stage is that I start to mutter about 5 minutes in because I'm getting dry mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, my weakness is I got a lot many, but I just don't care. I know I want to be a little more energetic on stage. Then my language, I have to. Sometimes I'm not clear. People don't understand me, so I'm working. Also, the podcast is for that because I'm doing the editing. I listen myself, and then I don't understand what I'm talking about now. And so you try to be more a little bit clear, a little more
eloquent,
more
so bad of English.
Eloquent.
It's the only language. Well, I speak a bit of Malay, but it's the only language I know, and I still can't even do that justice.
A little bit more proficient.
Proficient. I wish I could just pronounce it. Well, okay. One I want to ask: why did you? And the reason why I love you, you never went down the bringer route. Why?
From the beginning, I decided no bringer. This night is not going to be a bringer because I don't think everybody has got their way to do it, but my night has not to be a bringer. It's not good. To be honest, it's not good for comedy.
I 100% agree. 100%.
I've been in bringer rooms, and they look like people they are dating because you saw the person and the bringer, person and the bringer. You can if the person go a little bit far away, the other person follow because doesn't want to lose the bringer. It looks like it's not funny. There is no community. There's no engagement between. There is only engagement two person. There is no engagement in the room. I don't like this. I like. So it's good that the room is packed. That's nice, but there's no that energy that I like to have.
It's a false economy.
Yeah,
I like to think.
Okay, you call it. Everybody doing what they want to do. A lot of bringer nights have been doing this for years and years. Still going. So probably people feel useful having them, and if someone is useful because they are going good for them. I don't want to tell other people what to do. If
No,
they
you
find
don't.
it,
I will.
if they
Yeah.
are bringing nice, it's because there are people that want to bring people.
No,
They want to perform.
you do not have to have an input on this.
Yeah.
By all means, I think it's a false economy. I think it's what's in it for the promoters. I think the bars that say, look, you can do your night here, but you need to put X amount of bums on seats, so they have to play by their rules. I'm fundamentally 100% against them. I think it's like having comedy awards. I don't understand how you can have an award in comedy because comedy is the most subjective thing in the world.
Yeah.
I disagree with them all,
Yeah.
and I've always slagged them off.
Yeah.
Everyone up north laughs at London for it.
It's I saw
I
like
got a
a lot of people doing bringer nights. They are not developing at all because they think that is comedy, but that's not comedy. Then they go to the real room, they bomb.
Yeah.
So they are doing very well in a bringer. So they think they are amazing, fantastic. Then going to a normal room, maybe because someone say, "Oh, this is a guy is amazing," make me laugh. But it was amazing in the bringer room. But it is not that. So for me, if you want to develop as an act, you need to try to avoid bringer night.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you don't know where to start.
No.
And those are the only nights that book you if you want an audience. And
that is hard. It's hard to start out
because
as a comedian.
I try also nights where you go there no bringer, and then there are you go to just for people. Then you do 10 minutes probably, and that's exact. And then some acts finishing going, then 5 acts watching you, then 4 acts, and then you perform in front of one person and say, what you ask your question. Maybe it was better to go to a bringer night. You start doubt about. There are nights that. That's why I want to, but probably because you need a lot of work. You know, it's a lot of work to fill up a room. A lot of people don't put that work. That's why you cannot fill up a room. It's a lot of work. People are dropping out. You need to replace them. It's your work to do this. The first thing you want to keep. Also, location is important. If you got a location like a good location, close to the station. That's
next to the station is always convenient.
Good, but
there's so many different controlling factors. What day of the night it is, there's so many different elements that can control. Some of them in your control and some aren't, and it's just the way it is. I like your spot.
It's okay. It's very close to the Streatham Hill station. 1 minute's walk, so it's not that difficult. It's growing. The hamlet is putting a lot of energy, a lot of effort to make it grow. You know, the room is always nice, clean. Everything is clean.
Air conditioning in the summer.
Air conditioning in the summer. So it's a good room. You can have like we are getting like 26, 30 people, sometimes less. But it's up and down, like in poker, no?
Segway king here.
You got balance.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got 10 people, real audience, sometimes 5, sometimes 4.
Yeah.
It's balance. You have to accept this.
It completely changes, completely fluctuates, and just.
What I can control is my effort to make sure that the people are coming. My advertising is like a routine, everything. So I cannot dedicate more than 10 hours a week. But 10 hours, and then after I have to go there. So I'm going there 6:15, and then it's 4 hours and a half to go, 5 hours to go there and to come back from the show. So it's other 5 hours because I get out 5:30 from home to be 6:15 to organize all the room with the screen, everything. Then the show finished 9:30. I have to pack up everything. I got my checklist because you got all the gear. You don't want to forget anything. And at 10, everything is packed up. You chat with someone, and then I'll be at 10:30, 11 at home in the night, and that's it.
On a school night also it is.
and plus the hours you put organizing the night.
Oh, they don't know how much work goes into it.
It's worth for the money. No, for the money, no.
Mm.
But I'm learning a lot of things. I'm happy to organize the night.
Yeah.
And there is a potential to grow. Yes, definitely.
What would you use it as like a stepping stone type?
It can be a stepping stone,
Yeah.
a prototype or something, a stepping stone. So I enjoy myself. Yeah, I enjoy myself. I'm learning something. I'm learning a lot of things until I can be positive about this. I'm growing as a person. I always like to grow.
Yeah.
Continually until I die. I want to grow. I want to put something. I want to understand new things. I think that's motivates me. I'm learning a lot of things that I didn't know.
I guess also like comparing. It's never gonna be the same every time.
Yeah.
Every single time is different. Like new acts, different time, and
but it's not only comparing. Also learning about people, different kind of people, different things, because you chat a lot, you interact a lot with people. So you open up a little bit more to different opinions, different things. You listen more. I think it's good, and I like to listen now. Maybe at a time I was more like try to speak too much, but I really like. I think listening is very important. A lot of people do not listen anymore.
How do you do the nights? Because I'm not saying you do this, but some nights you just can't be asked.
Yeah.
How do you find that hidden push?
I think that is the passion. I had a health issue a few weeks ago.
Yep.
But so I canceled the podcast with you, but I had to keep going with low stakes, and it was very hard. But just thinking about, because you think about it is something else. It can be stupid. Like I can't tell also exactly what it was, but was scaring because it could have been cancer. I had cancer before when I was 35. So you think about this, how you going when you don't know what you have, maybe is again cancer, and I've been through with a lot of pain, a lot of things, restarting. Are you still going to low stakes comedy? Yeah, because I like it. And I think because playing poker keep me grounded as well. It's like emotionally grounded. Okay, emotionally.
Stamina. Like anyone can play half an hour, but when you play 6 hours on the trot, like
you imagine when in the pocket hand, when you got like a pocket aces and go in, as someone call you with 7-2 non suited ace got wind hand, how you feel?
Yeah. The flop 7-7-2.
The flop 7-7-2, and the guy maybe there, dancing like this, and you feel like you have to be humble and nice. You clap, well done, because you want him going only with 7-2 every time. You have to learn about this. Then when you control your emotion, that is very hard sometimes, but you cannot control, but you can keep the ground. Then after you know that you have to go continue the night, you have to do this. You don't want to put too much pressure, because then you cancel some things. But one thing that has to go is that night, and a few other things to keep going your life. And then after, now, when you are more relaxed, you can chat and continue to do what you like to do. I really, please, because for me it's an experiment. For me it's the first time I'm doing like a video podcast, so I don't have an idea how I'm going to look like.
Awful.
I know.
Also the animation.
Also the profile is the worst. I prefer
you feel that? Oh, okay. I chose that on purpose. Yeah. Fair enough. Gave you the wrong
you
side.
chose the wrong side.
I did.
You choose because your side is better than side.
I just sat on this one every time.
Okay.
I did 2 over there, and I've done 2 over here now.
So this side I look different from this.
Yeah, you're a different man to me, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Don't like it, to be honest. I was going to spin you around on the chair.
So no, for me it's new, because the smaller poker game in town, my podcast is more about is audio, only audio. So we got a nice microphone, everything, and then I do the editing as well. So here there is no editing. Whatever we are saying, it just is going. You don't bother.
Fuck that.
Time.
Yeah. Do you know what? Actually, I didn't give you the bloody terms and thingy before we started. I'll just do them now. I always say these are the things you can't say. You can't get naked on camera. You can have a gun, but you can't fire it.
Okay.
You can't have anyone under the age of 16, otherwise I need their written consent.
How can you have a loaded gun?
Yeah, loaded gun. No, well, you can't. But I mean, if this is YouTube terms of service,
Okay.
you'd be sitting
in America. You can have a loaded gun and come.
Yeah.
Yes, in the
But
States.
you can't. Well, I just looked at the general TOSs.
Yeah.
And that I didn't even run through them to be honest. But it's good for you didn't bring your gun with you today, but otherwise we'd have had an issue. I mean, I'll end it with this one. The one I was asked, I'm not going to ask if someone has never done comedy. I'm going to do it from your perspective. Someone's done a couple of gigs and they come to low stakes. What advice would you give them just before they go on stage?
But if they don't ask, I don't give any advice.
Well, no,
but
but
if they ask,
they can ask
enjoy yourself, and that's it. It's the only advice I can give. Just be yourself, enjoy yourself. It's just a gig. It's 5 minutes sport. There's nothing change in life after a gig like this. A lot of people take it too seriously. Oh, I'm going to do this. Is going to change my life very well. No, it's not going to change anything. It can be fun, not fun. It's a long comedy is a long journey.
Yeah.
You see like this, it takes time. It takes time to develop. It takes time to develop your act, your material, everything. So take it easy. I think
and I didn't realise how long it does take because I always thought, I'm doing the First Kid Comedy Store Gong Show or Apollo next week. Here we go. It takes long. Without going egotistic, I'm quite happy where I am in 6 months.
Yeah.
But like people, it goes on, and sometimes it might not never work. Just find out also what you want out of comedy, but just enjoy it. Do it for the love of the game.
Yeah. Completely agree.
You're good, are you?
Yeah.
Well, man, it's an absolute awesome having you on, brother.
Bora.
There we go. Okay, 1 hour, 6 minutes.
Wow, it's a long one.
I know. That's how long